Hey there, guys. So anyway, we want to talk about the Jedi Survivor situation because, um, you know, we've been getting some comments. I wanted to show you guys some of these comments that we've been getting. I want to show you. Well, at least talk about them. We don't necessarily need to show them, but I want to talk about them because, all right. So we played Jedi Survivor recently, and I talked about how. So first of all, if you don't know how to turn off ray tracing, you probably shouldn't be playing on a PC. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, if you don't know basic things like how to turn off ray tracing, you probably shouldn't be playing on PC. Um, if your console can handle ray tracing and it's on, it shouldn't have an issue. I don't know about console, but I get some of these comments sometimes, and they sort of seem really out of place. The way they're worded, they just kind of make it seem like um, it's almost like somebody's trying to make it seem like it's not a big deal, because in their perspective, it's not, or whatever, or just downright trolling comments like you talk about how to turn off ray tracing in the title, but then don't show us how to turn off ray tracing. I'm aware of this. This is the point. I literally do this on purpose. Um, I do not open my menu anymore because when I show menu settings and I show resolution and I show my monitor and I show my settings, I often find that like the next day or the following day, something is broken because Windows did an update or somebody did an update that they maybe thought would fix this thing or make it better, and it all it did was make something else worse. So I don't open those things up anymore. I don't bring up the menus anymore because there's a lot of really bad developers, really bad people out there that literally just exists to get a paycheck. They don't expect to do any work. And this is a huge problem with the workforce, like I have with the workforce these days. Where just a lot of people they don't expect to actually do much of anything. And so that's partially what I want to talk about with Jedi Survivor today. Is we came off of Fallen Order, basically saying it was a damn near perfect game. I did Journey Plus, where I completed it, played it through a second time on stream, beat it literally, I think, 3 times on stream, definitely twice on stream. Um, and so I obviously wanted to play this, and it was just a complete disaster optimization nonsense. Just it was not ready. It was a really bad port. Um, and here we are. A year later, basically, right? Has it been a year? I don't know. Let me look. I don't even know. Almost. Almost. It's almost been a year. And if you guys want to look at the most recent post I made, we're still in mixed reviews. Essentially, you guys can check out that most recent post I made, but I'll just reference a couple of the reviews from that. We have the one person basically, they have, what is it, 20.7 hours on record, so they did try the game quite a bit. And as they found out that even with a 4 series card, and it looks like, is that an 8 core processor? Um, seems like pretty decent stuff. 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah. And he's apparently trying to run it in 1080 too. He's like not 1440. He's like not 1080. He's like not 4K, not 1440, 1080. And he's like it's terrible. And essentially we're like all of this way from we're a year from when this game came out. And it's still a disaster. And this is EA. So this is the point. This is the point that all of us were trying to make, was that don't expect this game to be good. Don't have any expectation. And also, EA is the company that they're planning the third and fourth game already behind the scenes before this comes out, because they know how big it's going to be. This is what's bad. This is why it was bad. Because they want to fork all this money and stuff to these other things before this one's ready, and it all depends on whether or not this is successful. So if they bank it on, oh yeah, guaranteed, it's going to be amazing, and it's not, that's the point. You can't do that. It's always a gamble, and EA gambles with literally every big game that they have. They take this gamble. And so, we're talking about how listen, I don't really care that you joined 3 minutes ago. You joined when the stream started. We're talking about Jedi Survivor. Like, literally just read the title of the stream. I'm getting 128 gigs of RAM. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, wait, what are you talking about? I joined 3 minutes ago? Yeah, the stream started like 3 freaking minutes ago. 7 minutes ago. So just calm down and I'll get to it, okay? Literally, the last time we played Jedi Survivor, we got 2 different comments. Okay, now I'm going to go over these comments right now. I'm going to go over these comments right now, okay? So I already went over why I don't show menu settings, and I don't really necessarily like to. If you don't know how to turn off ray tracing, like, oh my god, like, just stop already. Like, if you really don't, I'm not trying to be rude, but really, if you don't know how to turn off ray tracing and you're playing on a PC, just stop. Like, this is the problem. This is the huge disconnect between the people that know what they're doing and then don't know what they're doing, and then just have a friend that built their PC for them or something like that, and they're just a bunch of idiots trying to play on PC. You can't be an idiot and be a PC gamer. You just cannot. You can't do this. You have to know what you're doing. You can't just turn settings on and expect them to work. You have to be able to play around. You have to be able to be willing to try something, test it, and, test it out and things like that. So you literally you have to be able to do this. So to ask me, how do I turn off ray tracing? If you're playing on PC and you can't figure out to go into the video settings, and maybe there's an advanced, and maybe you got to scroll down. If you can't look at the screen and look for it, we've got a huge problem. This is what I'm talking about. Like, people won't even become smart anymore. They won't even just figure things out anymore. They'll troll in the comments, how do I turn off ray tracing? So my point is, I don't know if he's trolling. It seems like a pretty obvious thing to ask, but my thing is, it's one of the 2 only comments in the entire stream, and obviously it wasn't the greatest stream. We know that, because the idea was we were coming back to it. We wanted to see how it was going. The reviews are still mixed. Out of all the let's see here. Hold on. 45,000 reviews. They're all mixed. And even recent ones are mixed out of 1,600. I took my review down because the only reason I took it down is because I didn't like how I worded things, so I just got rid of it. But honestly, I stand by the fact that the game wasn't ready. It was a bad port, and we had problems. If you go back to when we did the first stream, the game was fine. One of the reviews said exactly what I said. The game was fine for the first 2 hours, which is basically conveniently the amount of time that you have to play the game that Steam allows you, that you can't refund it, basically. So, almost like intentional things by EA, where they abandoned the game. Entire concepts that don't work about the game, in my opinion, where like you have this huge map that everything's a puzzle. You cannot even walk 10 feet without a new freaking puzzle popping up. Great, now I don't know how to go this way. Oh, I just spent an hour trying to figure out how to go this way to find out this mechanic is something I can't use yet. Like, there's little floating things. We just spend like an hour trying to figure out how to use these things to find out, well, we just can't use them yet. It's bad, just bad. So, let's see. This was 9 days ago we played this. I'm going to pause this here. This is 9 days ago we played this. You can check it out. The title of the stream is Jedi Survivor Works, Turn Off Ray Tracing. And that's the point, is before when we played it, it was like almost unplayable. Now, if you watch segments of that, it was still the sense where I've said many times where, like, we get on the ship and we try to use the holomap to go to another planet or something, and it's literally 2 frames a second. It's so bad we can't stream it because it like the stream software's like freaking out because like it's like, wait, what's going on? So like it's literally like the game is that bad where it's like 2 frames a second. You go on the holomap, you can't even do anything. And this happens with other things in the game, too. The water textures don't load properly. They look like crap. It's all blurry and stuff. We were walking around pointing that out. So anyway, the point was that the game came out around the time that sort of ray tracing and the new 4 series cards were sort of like, everyone was starting to get them. Ray tracing was coming out. It was actually being introduced. You have to realize that it really wasn't ready. And the game is terribly optimized to begin with. So people were trying to turn on ray tracing, jumping to conclusions. So that was partially why I wanted to say, hey, look, the game works. Turn ray tracing off. Doesn't mean it's good. And that was why, like, I wanted to make the point that, like, you actually watch the stream. You kind of find that out a bit. I think most people go off the title. They'll watch the first few seconds. Alright, so the first comment, how I turn off race tracing. First comment, how I turn off race tracing. Okay. Do I need to say it? Like, I've already said it. I've already said it. I don't need to say it again, okay? Yeah, I don't... So yeah, how I turn off race tracing, and I quote. That is the comment, alright? Okay. Allergies are crazy today, guys, by the way. I might sound a little... That's why it took me longer to get, like I'm a little puffy today. I'm sure you guys can tell. Like, yeah, allergies are crazy today. Yeah, how I turn off race tracing. Okay, so I'm not... Come on. Next comment. It wasn't working before, ? I've never had any problems, period. This is the next comment. It wasn't working before, question. I've never had any problems, period. Okay. So I often wonder why the follow-up. And also why worded that way. I've never had any problems, period. You could say you could just say it different. The game's always run fine for me. But I can understand if you've had problems. You know what I mean? Like it could be phrased differently instead of it wasn't working before. I've never had any problems. Period. So in my opinion, like this comment, like the way it's worded, it sounds very trolly. And that's why like I just like I'll typically just like whatever. Um, but so this is where I'm at is like this is a very easily answerable question. You just go on Steam or you go look it up, and it was review bombed pretty hardcore. Like almost anyone knows this. And then actually bothers to add I've never had any problems. So I don't know, with this one like it's just kind of obvious. And then you see the response and the views where it's like there's a lot of people really curious about like why it's running like it is running pretty well for me. Regardless, we are actually having some pretty major texture issues and some pretty major frame rate loss on the hollow map. Like I said, it really is like it might be more like 10 FPS on the hollow map, but not an exaggeration. It drops down to like almost single digits, and it's that bad. And the water reflections, it reflects the texture underneath the water blurry. So I'm gonna give that's my point is like I wanted to give EA actual feedback on the game. And the whole point is I am extra. I do kind of get frustrated and just I'll be like this is trash, because in my opinion it's so basic. It's like how did you playtest this a whole bunch of times and then not become frustrated at how dumb this is? I just like it boggles my mind. So like when I just see it a billion times, like I keep calling it out. So like just I do not understand why everything on that map is a puzzle. We keep seeing this giant dinosaur. Like I said before, I've played the game for 21 hours. Okay? And we every time we keep thinking we're going to get to this giant dinosaur, it says it's green, we still can't get to it. And every time, like, we're all right, a new path now. We've gone down like 3 or 4 or 5 different new paths to get to get to this giant green dinosaur that we're gonna finally be able to interact with. That we've been staring at this 21 hours we've been playing the game, and again we can't do it because now there's like a mechanic for this. We spent an hour trying to figure out how to use these floaty things, and it turns out we just can't use them. Just floating there, we can't use them yet, so we gotta go do something else now. And I'm just like, okay, I'm done. So like, fun idea, fun concept. Love Fallen Order so much. But then they took that and went, okay, how do we make it harder? Everything doesn't need to be harder. It needs to be fun. That's all. Just make it fun, man. EA doesn't need to be like let's try to make sure we can pump out the next 3 games after this. No, stop doing that. Otherwise, you're gonna ruin your entire name, and you kind of already have. Being honest, you really have. I mean, most people just really do not care about EA, and often will be like, well, it's EA. Hold up. Like that meme. Like, what's the actor they use for the, it's sort of like, if it's EA up top like this, You know, it's like, oh, wasn't it Drake? Wasn't it Drake? It was like this. Yeah, 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 because it's from that video. He's going like this, you know, and then the bottom picture, it's like from software. It'll be from software, like, you know, yeah. So that, like, that's, in my opinion, that's what you can do with EA. You know, like, you could put them. You know, somebody should do that right now. You know, like, I actually think of these memes literally all the time and then just never make them. You know, like, you should do that, right? Somebody should make that meme, like, right? Put EA on the top with Drake like this. Please do this. And then, and then put, like, From Software, or even at this point, I'd be fine with Bethesda over EA. Like, seriously, like, I just... How do you do this? So anyway, I wanted to go over that a little bit and just talk about that stuff. Developer Respawn. So I don't know. I don't really have many ill opinions of Respawn or anything. I think it's really just EA trying to meet deadlines and not manage things properly. You know, at the end of the day, when Gordon Ramsay goes into a restaurant and everything's wrong with it, whose fault? Whose shoulders does it fall on at the end of the day? You know, like at the end of the day, when Gordon Ramsay goes in there and he's like, yeah, all right, you know, you did this wrong and you did this wrong and you did this wrong. Who's he actually pulling in that walk-in cooler though? You know, like who is he actually doing that to? The owner. Yeah. And that is so prevalent and is so often with companies. Gordon Ramsay, like every industry needs Gordon Ramsay. You know, literally every industry needs a Gordon Ramsay. Otherwise, in my opinion, they will fail because you're always with these. We don't want to get into politics, but like, we're just with these mindsets where, you know, like, we just want more money and more, you know, like, everything bigger and streamlined and all that. You know, you need a Gordon Ramsay to sometimes to remind these guys, you know, that's okay. You can capitalize on investments. There's nothing wrong with that. But once in a while, remember when you're wrong. You know, remember why you did this. Remember where you started. Remember what makes the quality product in the first place. Don't capitalize unless you deserve it. And EA doesn't deserve it at this point. And in my opinion, you know, that's my, you know, my point about, you know, like, just how Jedi Survivor is going, you know. Are you talking to me right now, Vidplex? How do you yap about a game that long? Are you talking to me right now, that rude? How do I yap about a game this long? Okay, let's get you up out of here, bud. Yeah, you are not of a certain level of respect toward content creators if you actually would say something like that. How do you yap about a game that long? I'm a content creator that literally does gaming content. Why would you come in a chat to complain about that? Of course I'm going to yap about a game that long. I'm literally a content creator making gaming content. Oh my. Anyway. I also wanted to talk about how it's obvious that, like, these companies like EA and stuff, they have a lot of alt accounts, they have a lot of internet trolls, and they actually spend money and resources to essentially have bots and real people even go out of their way. Now they can't do this on the books because it is harassment, and if they're caught doing it, it's bad. But they do it. They have a bunch of alts. These companies have alts. They have all kinds of stuff where they essentially get away with harassing YouTubers and Twitch streamers. And essentially, all you have to do is be one of those people that talks crap on this stuff. Asmongold dealt with this for a long time and was literally calling them on their crap. Like, it's obvious it's those devs. It's obvious it's those people from those companies, because you say certain things and it's just, there's so many, like, people, actual people don't care that much. They're not, they have no stock in this. They're not going out of their way to do that. Some of the time, yes, but like not that many, you know. So when it's like just a ton, you know where it's coming from. And he dealt with this. A lot of people dealt with this. I have dealt with this, and this is why things sort of got, I think, kind of dark for a while and hazy for a while, where it's like, where's it coming from? Who's actually doing a lot of this? And then you also have then your content creators that know what's happening, and they sort of kind of help it. Almost like, well, there's nothing I can do about this, so let's capitalize on what they're doing, and just permanently trash everything. Yeah. Two wrongs don't make a right. You have to get up the next day and try again. So again, I did actually install Jedi Survivor, but no, I don't know that I'm feeling it today. We'll probably play something chill in a little bit. Do I want to play more Hitman 3? Yes. Yes. Do I want to play more of the normal stuff that we have been getting back into? Yes. Do I want to play Hearthstone ever again? No. I don't know. They've ruined it. I don't even care anymore. They ruined it. They ruined, they really destroyed that game for me. I used to love it so much. I look forward to the expansions and stuff like that. All right, so here's the deal. I haven't watched it yet, and I've been resisting watching it. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I didn't really get much. And it's not even just about that. It's more about, like I said before, guys, with the Super Junior content, a lot of the reason I do that is because I actually do like it. And I do notice that, like, they seem to appreciate when, like, a guy actually likes it. And not like the cliche one, right? the obvious sort of guy that would, but just more of like your typical. I listen to metal too, and so like, I get that my opinion is valued on that, but I gotta be honest, you don't always want to hear it. And with Super Junior, it's pretty much always gonna be positive. But with slower stuff and things like that, you really don't always want to hear it. It doesn't resonate with me, and at the same time, I recognize it's still music and love it for what it is, but it's not something I'll oftentimes listen to, you know. They don't have, like, it's, most of the time with them, it is sort of like upbeat party stuff and awesome, you know, like heavier stuff, but even with the slower stuff, it resonates with me a lot of times with them. I'm just being honest right now, though. with the Super Junior stuff, I've intentionally not watched the new D&E that came out last night on purpose. Um, I actually did watch the premiere where they were sort of sitting there talking about it and stuff like that. I watched that to give them my support, but I didn't watch the video quite yet because I wanted to get actual feedback from Elf because um, I know over the years you guys have been wanting me to watch the slower stuff. You suggest that I watch the slower stuff. You're like, well, react to Q Hyun this or that, and immediately, all right, I love Q Hyun, but immediately I hear Q Hyun and I just know. I just know. I know it's gonna be. I know it is. I know it's gonna be slower. He did. I'll admit he had a couple that really did surprise me. So I will react, but just give me a little bit of time because um with the D&E I gotta be honest, I love D&E, and the last time I reacted to this stuff, it's the sort of thing where like, all right, so like for example, I reacted to their um you remember D&E did the thing where they did a they did the live thing when nobody knew they were gonna do it. They uploaded like a live thing where they just did like a whole bunch of sets from their videos, and it was like a long, what was it called? It was a celebration of D&E, but they did it was, we reacted to it, and it was just like a whole bunch of their songs put together, and they actually did this as like a performance where they just sort of went through a bunch of their songs, um, and it was really cool, and I reacted to it, and I loved it, and not that I don't appreciate the amount of views and the amount of um, just viewership we got from that and stuff like that. Um, I always sort of kind of feel a certain way, if that makes sense. I always kind of feel like, man, I really wish a lot of, like, I get it is eventually going to them, but it's a sort of a roundabout way because of the way just like the copyrights and stuff like that work. Um, so I always just like, I don't know, maybe at this point, I feel like I don't want to like pull too much from the actual like release, if that makes sense. Where like I would much rather people go watch it there first and then want to watch my reaction, if that makes sense. Instead of it being, okay, this is how you should feel about this. Does that make sense? I feel like there's a huge amount of people that sort of base their opinions on music and stuff, and movies even too, just sort of around um, how they think society and everybody else is gonna feel. So now it's okay to feel okay about this. Does that make sense? I want to be this more organic sort of feeling out of people when they listen to music the first time, and I don't know, I want, especially just noticing that they have a whole new channel that isn't through SM Town and stuff. I didn't even realize that was them. I felt really bad when I saw that they had released something and didn't say anything about it. And because like I originally, like I said, thought this was just one of those ones that somebody made, and what was going to turn out to be fake or something like that, but it wasn't. Um, and so obviously now I'm like, okay, all right, we'll just give it maybe a little bit of time and then do a reaction. That's why I didn't like react right away because again, I don't want to take away from the premiere of that. I just like with Super Junior, with like a bigger release or something like that. Yeah, all right. That like, all right. So like LSS, that's a new subgroup. That was a big thing. It was a new thing. All right, we're gonna obviously I'm show up for that. with D&E, we've done this before. We've seen it before. I've talked to you guys about like how I love them, you know, but like that's the point. I want to give it a little bit of time, let people watch it organically, and then we'll get. I'm gonna hold out and not watching it. I'm resisting the urge, and you guys know how much. I told you guys before I love Growing Pains. That was my favorite one, and No Love was really really good. I really like that one too. But I love D&E, so like it is hard not to watch it, but I'm resisting the urge, cause you know, after Heechul, they're probably my favorite other two members in the group, for sure. Anyway, guys, I started getting on. It's a little off topic there, but just wanted to anybody that was curious, you know, because I know I have a few still keeping up on watching the channel and stuff, wondering my thoughts on that stuff. Um, and it was last night, so and I didn't say anything, so that was my bad. But I did watch, like I said, I did watch the when they were like sitting there and like doing the questions and stuff like that, and writing stuff down and talking to each other and all that, and that was cool. Um, I'm really glad to see that everybody showed up. I don't. I did sub to that channel. I subscribed to that channel. As soon as I realized it was legit, I subscribed to that channel. So I am subbed to that Super Junior D&E channel. That's so cool. It's their own thing now. Awesome. But anyway, guys, I want to play some chill with you. I just I don't know. I don't know about Hitman today. I don't know about it today. We played a decent amount of Freelancer, and we did some of the Sean Bean stuff, and then I failed the Target Arcade, like on the level 3. Like I got all the way up to the floor, then didn't realize there was a guy coming out of the bathroom. He's like, he just came out and just instant fail. I'm like, oh. So, the fortunately though we did complete the main one. Fortunately I did not fail that one, so we're good. We can do the arcade. We just have to. I think it's 12 hours, so it would be ready by now. But we'll just probably play Hitman another day. Just feeling more chill stuff today. We did that entire tower defense stream, and we have yet to really readdress some of that stuff, and it seems like you know, there was a genuine interest in some of that too, you know. But I enjoy it, and stuff that I've been playing for a long time. So I don't know, I just feel pretty chill today, and like I maybe want to play that stuff. But yeah, anyway, let's see. Yeah, like, is this just, like, yellow, just, like, with another account trolling me or something? Like, how many accounts do you have, Yellow? Like, who is this? Durr. Fortnite clip. Oh, jeez. Your account is a whole month and a half old. Yeah, I'm glad that I blocked you. So, yeah, if we're gonna sit here and actually do that, yeah, rude. Oh man. All right, guys. We're probably gonna switch. We're gonna do something chill. Yeah, I was just reading through. Um, if you just a heads up, if you're like one of those people that like you're coming into chat uh to be noticed by the content creator, you're not gonna get that from me. Like this is the sort of thing where like this is like a new thing where like lots of people come in to like get noticed by the content creator and get them to interact with them and instead of like doing what they're doing normally and getting to interact with them instead of doing the stream. I don't do that. So like if you're starting to detract from the stream too much and act like that too much, yeah, you're gonna get banned. And also it's more than a timeout with this one, because when you're actually saying, hold on, where is it? When you actually say, how do you yap about a game that long? Well, I'm a gaming content creator. Like, what a ridiculous thing to say. Yeah. So just to say it that way, nah, you're done. It's obvious where you're going with this. And then your account's only like a month and a half old. Get out of here. Yep. You obviously are some creator with another account. You probably have like 4 or 5 accounts with various videos that you randomly upload. You go around and troll people, cause problems, so you don't care if this one gets blocked. Yada yada yada. Such and such. I blocked you. Don't come back. We're gonna switch to some more chill. Just wanted to give you guys some thoughts on Jedi Survivor and actually give some real feedback to EA. And again, you know, if you don't know how to turn off ray tracing, I can't help you. It's pretty easy to find. Ray tracing is broken in that game. Doesn't work. Period. It should have never been added. It's causing it's causing so many issues. People with 4 series cards, it should be able to. It should be able to. Just stop already. Just stop. Just stop. If the game works when you turn it off, stop saying it doesn't work. That's where I have a problem with people. Yeah. Then EA can't get constructive feedback. This is what they need. Yeah. It's literally the ray tracing. All that shit EA is trying to add right as it's coming out to a huge game that's already huge. No, stop doing it, EA. Just stop. You could have added it like a year later, and everyone it would have boosted everything. Everyone been like, "Oh my god, look how good it looks now." Yeah, but they didn't. So, bad move on EA's part. The game breaks. Too many things that were just coming out that are better now that were shit. They just didn't. And again, the game on a basic level, everything's a giant puzzle. You know, it's a Star Wars game where I'm a freaking Jedi. Everything shouldn't be a damn puzzle. Yes, am I gonna come across puzzles? Sure. But am I robbed constantly of seeing my cameos and proceeding with the game and moving on with the game because of either A, a performance issue, or a B, a puzzle that I can't complete yet because there's a mechanic that I haven't gotten yet, so now I have to figure out how to get that mechanic, and now I spend another several hours roaming around trying to figure out how to activate this mechanic just to find out I really still have no fucking idea how to activate it? Yeah. Too big, too much, too many puzzles, too many stupid systems, really, really poorly executed. Really poorly executed. And again, it just looks like it's not on the side of the developers. Like, we have a basically decent game on in my opinion. But I feel like at some point EA came in and started meddling too much. Do this, do this, do this. I feel like at some point EA came and just started meddling around. Do this, do this, do this. Terrible, 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 terrible. I wonder if it was around the time that Asmund started talking about Fallen Order. And people were like, "Oh, Fallen Order is another Souls-like game." I wonder if that's why. Like, I'll just like how much more exposure the game gets when certain streamers cover it and stuff. I don't know. I'm not like blaming it on it. I'm just saying like I wonder. You know, like I'm just throwing it up there. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. We're gonna restart. We're gonna do something chill. I'll see you guys soon.